Okay, now, before we get into this video, there are just a few things I want to let you know. I've been watching wrestling for a number of decades, right? So I get the whole concept of the characters these men and women play. John Cena turning heel is a unique situation because he is the ultimate babyface, right? And he's been this way for over 2 decades now. So that's why I'm even addressing this. It's not that I don't get that a lot of you guys feel like, he should have been turned heel and you were eager to see him turn heel. I definitely get all this is scripted, it's a show, and, they have to do what they feel like is best for business. They can't think about, the impact, the lasting impact that it will have on younger generations. So this video is simply meant to say, if this must happen, especially due to the social climate of today, right? The very traumatized social climate of today, where we need more positive voices and role models right now, right? If it must happen, I'm just praying it is handled with tact and class, right? And taking into consideration everything that's going on and the possible lasting impact on future generations. If any of you guys that want to talk about, that should be the burden of the parents, you're not being realistic. If you're new to my channel, we have authentic conversation over here, right? We don't talk tribalistically. We don't talk in frames, right? We have honest and open communication, because that's the only way we can truly heal. We know that celebrities have way more sway than parents. So we have to take that fact into consideration. And not just small children, but there are people in their young 20s. All they have known is John Cena as a hero. So imagine the impact that could have on their, moral compass as well. Once again, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying if we have to do it, let's make sure that this is handled with tact and class. I get it that if this is handled the right way, it can actually help people to understand, going down a dark path, because we all human beings and we all do that sometimes. And then the climb to make your way back to an even better version of yourself once you dealt with some dark issues that were inside of your shadow that you did not want to address. But this video has been way too long, so without further ado, we'll discuss the rest of this in the comments. Love you guys. Let's get to this video. One more thing. Forget these kids. Come on, y'all. Come on. What if people had done that to you when you was a child? All right. All those who are with me, I want you to put bless these children in the comments. Okay? Because guys, it's fun and games now that we are on the other side of childhood, but this stuff can have a lasting, traumatizing impact, right, on the children. Okay? So take that into consideration. All right? Put hashtag bless these children in the comments. Okay? Without that being said, guys, finally, onto the video. All right, everybody. I am going to be talking about the major issue with the John Cena heel turn that a lot of people are not discussing. Now, I normally make Christian-based content as well as content meant to encourage, teach, and inspire from a Christian perspective, but not a Christian religious perspective, a biblical, human, honest perspective that I believe will help us heal. The reason you guys have to know this is because this actually ties into the John Cena heel turn. Now, to give you a little background about myself, I have been a wrestling fan. Now I'm going to be 44 this year, and if you notice, I was kind of stuttering a little bit, when I was saying it, because I was also coming to the realization that I'm about to be 44 this year. I have had an extensive career. I've done everything from working at Fortune 500 companies such as Geico and Cox Communications. I've also worked at very well-respected organizations such as the United States military. I was a cryptologist there, and I worked for the Macon Bibb Fire Department. I was a firefighter and an EMT. I'm saying all this because it builds, the stage, right? It sets the foundation for what this video is about. I won't be talking about this heel turn from just a fan perspective, but we have to think about how this impacts not only the culture, but society at large. And definitely, what no one has been speaking about is how this impacts the children, right? I've been seeing, people talking about F those kids and, not caring about how this Cena heel turn will weigh on the spiritual, mental, and emotional, aspects of the children. I get it, it's cool, right? Everybody having fun, right? He's tapping into a taboo shadow aspect of us, when it comes to things we shouldn't say, things we shouldn't do, things we should care about. And right now we're speaking about people. We're speaking about people who are still in a state of development on every level. And in case you haven't gotten it yet, we're getting into the problem with his heel turn, right? Is that he is the ultimate hero, right? He is the ultimate babyface. I have been a wrestling fan for multiple decades. So I've seen him not only in his Doctor of Thugonomics state. I was here for the Vanilla Ice thing when he was still trying to find himself and figure some things out. I remember after, I lived the era of The Rock and Stone Cold, and I'm an 80s baby, so I was also there for Hulkamania, and all that. So my thing is, I was looking for the next big thing. As I was, getting older, right, and starting to realize that wrestling wasn't, necessarily quote unquote real. These athletes train extensively and put their bodies through all type of torture. Those guys, it is scripted, but it's definitely not fake, right? And I think, in fact, I know they would need to start respect, those that don't, at least, need to start to respect these athletes for how they go through all this pain and torture, these atrocious schedules, spending a lot of time at home, a lot of time away from home, right? And away from their families and all of that, putting themselves, again, through extreme mental, emotional, and physical torture simply for our entertainment. As I got older, though, I began to realize it was scripted. So I began to root for John Cena, right after his ruthless aggression stage. I wanted him to become the next big thing, for the next generation of children. And of course, young adults, such as myself at that time. And again, guys, I don't normally make this type of content, right? So I may not get all the terminology, and I may not understand certain aspects of the business. This is just me looking at it from a human standpoint, right? And it actually proves my point. I have not been a major wrestling fan now for maybe about 5 years, but this Cena thing still made it to me. So I'm saying that his heel turn still is impacting right, all forms of media. I've seen people putting up videos where they're hugging their friends, right, and they're doing the John Cena stare, into the camera as they're holding their friends. And so it's like, because people, these are not children, right? These are younger adults, but I've also seen, some older adults as well. And I know it's all fun and games, right? Everybody's just having a good time. But you have to understand, we live in a society in a state of, spiritual, mental, and emotional confusion right now. Society has lost its identity. And I believe that is even showing up in people such as John Cena. Yeah, I listened to his latest promo. He had a lot of fair points, but I even told my wife, I said the most heel thing he can do is to not change anything, right? Because everybody wants him to do this and everybody wants him to do that. So the heel thing he can do, the most heel thing he could do would be to just keep doing what he has been doing. And let me see if I can tie all of these plot points up before this video runs out. Because unless you guys want to see more of this content, I won't really be doing this again. This is just me speaking my piece. Yeah, so that's the most heel thing he can do, right? And blame the fans and what have you. And he has some points, right? We all know Cena has not been treated fairly, although recently, over the past couple of years, he has been getting cheered, but it still fits the storyline because I told my wife this as well. When he said what he said about those people not really supporting him, they turned on him as he said they would, not treating him as a real person or a real human being, but a commodity. But what I need Cena to understand, especially if he ever sees this video, is someone who's been in the arena of public service, right? Your job is to allow space for people to hate you. Your job is to allow space for people to get to a place of maturity like you did, right? To allow them space and to allow them grace to do so. So my main issue with his heel turn is how it is impacting the people, mentally, emotionally, which will bridge over to spiritually, making it cool to be a bad person and an untrustworthy person, right? Someone who whines and complains instead of doing what needs to be done because you see the bigger picture. And guys, make no mistake, I get it's just a story, but not everybody is at a place where they can comprehend that same thing, especially children. I pray this resonates with you. God bless. Peace. Hey, you can hear the truth or forbear it. I'm just here to tell it to you. Love you guys. Pray your strength. Peace.